What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 26 of Park 2 Primera here with Racing. Before we get into today's episode, just a little bit of I want to say an apology, but I don't feel like I need to say sorry for it. There wasn't a video yesterday, gang. I was just having a day where I felt a little bit blah. So rather than push through and do a video for the sake of doing a video where I wouldn't be at my best, I thought take a chill day off, regroup mentally, and come back ready and renewed and refreshed. And well, to mark today, we're going to do a double header. We're going to take on Atletico Madrid. We're also going to take on Addons, who are yet to win a game yet this year. I figured that we've not actually seen us win in an episode, and given how well we're doing, it'd be nice to see us win one. The game against Addons should be an opportunity to do that away from home. As you can see from the recent form, things are going really, really well. And I know last kind of episode we talked about coming back for Sevilla. I was just in a winning mood. I was playing late at night, and I just wanted to keep playing a save game. I had that one more turn syndrome that I think all Football Manager players can relate to. And, well, as you can see, since your last hit, it's been pretty plain sailing. The big kind of standout defeat, I suppose, came against Bilbao. Not entirely surprising. They've got a very good team. They're very high in the table. They spanked us, but the good news is off the back of a trio of spankings where, let's be honest, we didn't ever really stand a chance. We had some more winnable games against Fuenlabrada, who were promoted with us, of course, last year. They are a team who are battling towards the bottom. In fact, you can see here they are in the relegation zone. We beat them quite handsomely. Bit of a bizarre game, this one. It was 1-0 for the longest possible time. We then got a trio of goals inside the last 6 minutes to win this game more than convincingly. The big headline, Pablo Torre. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's still very good. 4 goals, 2 assists this season. 2 of those goals came in this game here. And while following on from that, we got a good little win against Getafe, and then a huge win, perhaps the biggest win of all of these, against Villarreal. Shall we watch the highlights? Now, the performance in this game was nothing short of sensational. We bullied them. They didn't have a shot on target, I don't think. We dominated the ball. We probably could have scored a few more. Martinez, the youngster who, of course, came from our academy, set up Mexica for that goal there. Into the second half we went. Down the line it went to Jurado. He put it in for Mexica. His effort was blocked. It fell to Bicho, who I think got his first goal of the season there, which was lovely to see. He's been at the club a while. Nice to see the long-term servants, when they come up through the leagues with you, still scoring goals. And well, Mexica, he's been scoring goals as well. Last time out, I think he'd only got 1 in the first 6 games of the season. He's found his shooting boots. He's been very, very solid for us. And perhaps most impressively of all, despite being 25 years old, he's improving quite significantly at this level, which is great to see. 10 goals, 2 assists, outperforming his XG massively. I'm a big, big fan. And following on from that Villarreal game, things continue to go well. Wins against Granada, Levante and Mallorca, who of course were promoted with us, were all very, very nice. Mexica getting 5 goals in those 3 games. Unfortunately, against Sevilla, disappointing defeat. We lost this one 1-0. Dare I say we were unlucky? I think I do say that. We were very unlucky in this game. We could have won it. And well, we could have maybe beaten Espanyol on another day. But in the end, it finished 2-2. And it's a bit disappointing, really, that we've not ended things with a win, because it's been so good and we're doing so well and we are a big open for performer right now. The key for us is to try and keep this momentum going. We've all been there in Football Manager. You get a few wins, you get on a winning run, you lose a few games and it all goes horribly wrong. Morale gets in the bin, and there is kind of a risk that if we don't win either of today's games, we are going to be in that situation. So one area of the game that I love to look at this year is the scatter graphs, because I think they give a pretty nice picture of where we're at. So as you can see here, in terms of attacking efficiency, we're kind of above average. We're not a massive outlier in any real degree. We're having a decent number of shots a game. Our conversion rate is pretty good. We're not creating chances and not scoring at them. We're not creating many chances and scoring all of them. It's kind of a weird season so far, where I feel like we're just performing as we should be. In terms of defensively, unsurprisingly, we're not that good. You can see here the opposition conversion rate against us is a little lower than it is for a fair few teams. And the shots that we face per game, it's the 5th lowest in the league. We like to shut teams out. And one thing that's been key to that is actually been keeping hold of the ball. Going into this year, I wasn't sure how easy, I suppose, it was going to be to hold on to the ball, to have games where we dominated possession. And of course, it's been a big trademark, I suppose, of how we approach our matches and how we play. We've kept doing it at this level, And it's kept working at this level. So with that in mind, I don't really want to change things. I think one of the big reasons for that success is the midfield. Players like Ferry, who has 5 assists in 10 games. He has been an absolutely insane buy for us at centre mid on a free. Blanco, he's had his issues with injuries, but since he's been fit, since he's been in the first team, 9 appearances, a 7.04 rating for him. It really feels like the core of our team is so solid. It's a big strength, the centre mid position, and that allows the rest of the areas of the pitch where perhaps we are lacking star personnel to kind of ride off the back of the midfielders, I feel like, in a lot of our games. So today's first opposition are not a team I expect us to beat. We're going to take on Atletico Madrid. We've played them 3 times as manager over this save game. Once was in the Cup. It was a classic as well. I don't know if we can actually view the game. We can. It was the Copa del Rey. We lost it 6-5. I can't guarantee it's going to be as exciting as this one here, but we'll give it our best shot. Of course, that was a few years ago now. And well, a lot has changed since that result where we lost 6-5. And things have got to change today as well, because unfortunately we have injuries. Gabel's out for 3 months. Yeah, that was a pretty gut-wrenching injury to see. We knew he had issues with injuries. We knew it was a risk. Obviously, it's a massive, massive blow for him to get a long-term injury. Yeah, Mexica, we would be relying on him more, except, as you can see here, he's been injured. The good news is he isn't needing a fitness test. He can play if he wants to, and I imagine he probably does want to. Do I want to play him, though? I suppose that's the more important question. We could bring in Avramides to play at the striker spot. You know what? With Mexica carrying that knock as well, I am going to bring in Avramides. If we were taking on a team that I thought we had a realistically kind of chance of winning against, I would play Mexica, but Avramides, he deserves a shot at striking, and well, we'll see what he can do there. That also means that Martinez, who I've already talked a little bit about today, he gets to come into the team. He's a player who's done okay this year. Obviously, he's playing at a level significantly above where he should probably be playing at right now, but he's been developing really nicely at 18 years old. A big bright future ahead of him. His pace is going to terrorise even the most formidable of defenders at this level. Elsewhere in the team, you can see Fernandez also currently carrying an injury. Of course, he was injured last episode. He got injured again. He had a sports hernia, recovered from that. A month later, broke his upper arm. And, well, apparently he could go on the bench, but we're not going to have him on the bench. Bruno Paz can take his place. And when it turns to the team, this is the squad that we're going to go with. This is the team that I've largely settled into this season. The back line has been pretty stable. Machedo in goal. We then have Marsa, Rojas, Onana, what's his name, and Huardo at right back. Huardo, I've actually recently switched to play on attack rather than support, just because he's such a good player going forward. He's so quick as well. He can easily get up and down the pitch without being caught out of position too much. And equally, his dribbling, his passing, his technique, he's good going forward. And I feel like we can use that a little bit more. I don't feel like I need to be as cautious as perhaps I thought I needed to be at the start of the season. Either way, I think this is the team we're going to go with today. We will have Mexica on the bench in case of emergencies. Blanco and Ferry at centre mid. Pablo Torre down the middle. Of course, we've got a lot of talent in the centre attacking mid position, but I do find it very, very difficult to justify dropping Pablo at the moment. Of course, we've got Gibbs White, we've got Pablo, we've also got Pooch as well, but they're all centre attacking mids who are in on loan. I feel like I owe it to Pablo to make him, you know, the star man of our team after what he's done for us over the last couple of years. He knows the system. I know I can trust him. He's put in the performances. Let's see if he can do it today. Bicho to his left has been very hot and cold. Let's hope today he can blow hot. Atletico Madrid, I want to beat you. So you might be sat thinking, Jack, the game just kicked off. The game just got to half-time. Nothing has happened. What a bizarre first half. Ferry picked up a booking. That's all that there is to tell you. I mean, it's difficult for me to tell the players I'm pleased with what I've seen, given the fact we've not seen anything, but 0-0's not bad at home against Atletico after, well, 45 minutes. 1-0 after 46 minutes isn't quite as impressive, and, well, I was saying that kind of hoping in my head it was going to be headed over. It's found the back of the net. It's Milinkovic with it. For 45 minutes, we put up a defence against the team currently second in the league. Unfortunately, from this set piece, they've caused us troubles. The ball goes over Machedo's head. It was a free header. And, well, Atleti take the lead. Truth be told, we've not really looked like scoring yet in this game, but we'll keep it tight for as long as we can, then look to maybe commit a few men forward as we go. Maybe we'll get a chance here, as Avramides, who, of course, is making his debut as a striker today, has been rather quiet thus far in this game. Simeone bring the ball forward for them, gives it off to Berg. Now we have Lorente. Werner through the middle, tries to shoot from range. It's blocked away. And he's for as Odriozola, though. I noticed that they were playing a 4-1-4-1 formation. Are they playing Werner at right wing? I didn't look at you. I didn't notice. Either way, that was a big save by Machedo. He's going to be upset that I'm on the sideline not paying attention to his saves. I always complain when he doesn't do something right. Jack, you've got to give him credit when he does do something right. Yeah, they are playing Werner. It's an inverted winger. Interesting. Right, you know what? Pablo Torre's not had a good game today. I'm going to bring in Pooch to see what he can do for us. Beach out on the left has been a bit quiet today. Let's bring in Gibbs White. And you know what? I think it's time to just get a little more attacking, to commit men a little higher up the field. We've also got Ferry on a booking, so I'm going to play things safe. We'll bring in Basia to slot in at centre-back, and then Onana is going to go in and actually play, I think, as the ball-winning midfielder, with then Blanco as the box-to-box midfielder. Bit of a weird change, isn't it? Subbing on a centre-back to then move one of your centre-backs up into midfield. But it's a change that we've made pretty commonly this year. Basia done okay at centre-back to the point where maybe I need to start giving him a little bit of time over Rojas to see how him and kind of Onana could do together. Anyway, 20 minutes left. We've put up a pretty good performance, I feel like, so far in this game. We've not created really enough, but we've kept them at bay for now. Although Odriozola ghosts in, Machedo forced it into another stop, but he's more than up to the task. And for as long as we can kind of stay almost in this game, we have a chance. We now have a free kick. It's going to be Pooch with it. Is he going to shoot? He is, just the wrong side of the post. I think that's the first highlight we've seen in our favour, so a bit disappointing it wasn't even an effort on target. 7 minutes left. I mean, at this point, there's only a 1-goal kind of deficit between the teams. I feel like it's time to get a little bit more direct, be a little bit quicker with the ball here, and press that little bit harder. We're already playing very, very attacking, in all honesty. We've used all our subs. We've got on the big guns. Can they make something happen in the time that remains here? I want the draw. Rojas to Machedo. Options to his left, options to his right. Instead, he goes down the middle to Rojas. We've told him not to distribute it through the kind of defence, but here we are. I can't argue with him. Blanco, Onana, space ahead of him. Has also got Gibbs White to his left, who's fresh off the bench, and he goes on his lonesome and then shoots like that. It's not what I came here to see. Popov with the ball at the halfway line. 2 minutes left. Hope perhaps fading. Is there a chance of a counter-attack here as they look to commit men forward? Werner now on the left-hand side for them, and that by Huardo is a lunge, shall we say. Not a particularly well-timed tackle. Machedo's gone to argue with thin air. He is not a happy bunny over it. VAR is going to give this. And, well, not for the first time this year. We're losing a game 1-0, and then VAR gives the opposition a penalty late on. Can Machedo inspire a late comeback? No, he cannot. Can't really expect him to save the penalty there. Werner smashes it into the bottom corner for goal number 11 of the season for him. And whilst we never really looked like winning this game, I don't feel like we've disgraced ourselves. And at the risk of sounding like a broken record, because I feel like this is what we were saying last episode, we're taking on Leganés next. They're bottom of the league. I want a win. It's in 4 days' time. Let's just go straight to it. We talked a lot before this game. No more talking, more action. Let's do our talking on the pitch. Okay, guys, back for game number 2 here. We're taking on Leganés, a Leganés team who haven't won a game yet this season. They're bottom, 5 draws in 16, and whilst 3 of their draws have come in their last 5 games, I'm going to hope we can pile on the misery a little bit. And while despite that defeat to Atletico, we're still 8th place in the league. I feel very confident at this point, saying we are going to stay up this year. And whilst we can't get too carried away, it's a marathon, not a sprint. We're 12 points away from the drop. A mid-table finish at this point would be fantastic. And of course, with it being mid-December, the transfer window opens soon. We've got a lot of money to potentially spend. A load of wage budget, a load of transfer budget. That Pablo Torre money hasn't really been touched. And of course, I do feel like we're slowly but surely getting, I suppose, a better idea for how our squad's looking, how we should be performing, and maybe where we need to look to strengthen. In terms of the team for today's game, though, this is the squad that played the last game. I am going to shuffle things back a little bit. Avramides is going to return to play out on the right-hand side. That was his first chance last game. playing as a striker for us. Probably wasn't the nicest of games to throw him in for. I thought Torre was pretty disappointing in the last game, but we're going to stick with him. And to be honest, the rest of the team was fine. It was fine. It wasn't great. It wasn't super standout against Atleti, but they didn't look awful. So besides that one little shuffle in the final third, we'll go with this team again, I think. Worth noting, of course, that we've got a big squad. We could rotate things around a little bit more. I think one thing we have to recognise, though, is the strength of our kind of best, I guess, 15 or so players is way better than those kind of players on the fringes of the squads. The difference in quality between our bench and our starting 11, with the exception of one or two players, is fairly significant, given the fact we've not got the most intensive schedules. We're not in a situation where we need to rotate the team a ton. But anyway, let's see how we get on here. Leganés going with a very defensive 4-4-2 with two defensive midfielders. They've not won yet this year. They have drawn 2 out of their last 5. They're on a road to recovery of sorts. I mean, they've got to win a game at some point, right? I'm sure they would back themselves against a newly promoted team ordinarily, given our recent form, given the fact that we've looked pretty solid at the back. I'm expecting to cause them some problems. I'd like to see us score a few. I'd like to have a reason to cheer and shout. Upon promotion this year, we focused on the big games initially. These are the games that do matter this year. These are the games we do need to win, even if it is away from home. And while we're 20 minutes gone, we've been the better team. I'm now trying to think, have we scored a game yet this season in an episode? I mean, we are only 2 episodes into the season, this being the 3rd. We have played against the likes of Barcelona, Real Madrid and Atleti. Give me a reason to sing and shout, Football Manager. Ferry wins the ball well. He's not got the best legs in terms of quickness, but he's got stamina, work rate and teamwork, has Ferry. He's also got 5 assists to his name, and it was very nearly 6 for the season, as Blanco attempted to bend one into the far top corner, just wide of the post though. 10 minutes till half-time, just that one highlight so far, but there could be a chance here. Not with Onana distributing the ball like that, though. And now it's with Jonathan Silva, who was once upon a time a Football Manager wonder kid at left-back for them. Marsa, our left-back, wins it for us. And it's now with Bicho. Mejica on his lonesome up front, but goes inside to Pablo and couldn't quite pick out Mejica, although we still have the ball. And it's Ferry bringing it forward. He tries to throw for Avramidis, who is hacked down in the box. I mean, the referee's gone to look at the screen. There's not a world in which that's not given, surely. Avramidis got the wrong side of the defender, had the run on him, had the pace on him, and he's just been hacked down. I mean, it's just not cricket, and for all the penalties we've seen against us, are we about to see one for us? We are. If that hadn't been given, I would have been mind blown. Bicho is going to take it for us. He's not had too many penalties to take this year. He's got a good rep for scoring them, though, for us. Can he keep that going today? My, oh my, he most certainly can. The keeper goes the right way, but that was hit home with power and precision into the top right corner. And I don't think the keeper was ever going to save that. Great effort. Maybe could have been a little more in the corner looking at it from that angle, but yeah, keeper nowhere near it. We take the lead. Now Pablo with a deep free kick to Mejica on the volley, and Raya makes a huge stop for them. It wouldn't have counted though. The flag was raised on the far side. I thought we were wrapping things up for the half, but it just keeps on going. If we could get a second here, you'd say it was deserved based on this first half showing as the ball is chipped through to Bicho and Raya again in goal for them. I assume that is David Raya, the kind of former Blackburn and current Brentford goalkeeper. Is Raya playing for Brentford or am I going crazy? I think he is. Do you ever have those transfers where you're not sure if they've happened in real life or in one of your Football Manager saves? I'm having a moment like that. What I do know is it's 1-0 at the break. We have an XG of 2.26. Surely the goals have got to flow here. You'd imagine that they're going to come out much more hungry for it in the second half. But we have bullied them and we have dominated them so far in this game. It's just a case of can we convert that dominance into a result and maybe into a few more goals that would just allow me to relax a little bit. Now bringing it forward here. First highlight of the half, 45 seconds in, although that was given away not once, but twice. Juan through for them. Machado finally called into action, and he turns it round the post. A great stop by him in goal. Still a corner to deal with, though. Namli with it. He whips it in. Onana, what's his name, heads it away. That will do me, Football Manager. That will do... If I say that will do me repeatedly, maybe the highlight will end. That will do me. Thank you. Thank you for listening. I've noticed in this second half, they've gone much more attacking. They've stuck both their wide attacking players onto kind of inside forwards and moved them higher up the pitch. Wonder if that's going to leave us a little bit of space to get in behind. You can see in the second half, they've definitely been the better team. With 17 minutes left, I'm going to make a couple of changes. I'm going to tell Marsa and Huardo just to drop back a little bit more. I'm going to push Blanco forward just because they're playing without a centre attack in mid. So I feel like Blanco dropping slightly deeper isn't as necessary. In terms of subs, though, I'm going to take off Avramides and I'm going to bring in Hardy. And I think I'm going to bring in Gibbs-White for Pablo at centre attack in mid. Mejica's not at the best of games, but truth be told, we've not really got an obvious striking option on the bench to bring in. And while Mejica is our leading goal scorer, he's the kind of player who I have faith to turn up and get a goal for us should a chance fall his way. And well, if there is going to be any more chances, they're going to need to happen now because there's 5 minutes left in this game. That distribution by Machedo is awful. Rojas, though, makes a great tackle. And then we clear it like that straight to them. We dominate the first half. We didn't really make that dominance count. In this half, Leganés have been much better. We've not created nearly enough. But we are on the front foot here as Ferry... What did he do? What was that? Why have I been shut? That was awful. I feel a bit disgusted about that highlight. I'm now just hoping that we're not going to live to regret it as the time trickles away. And you know what? It's not been a convincing performance, but defensively we were fairly sound. We probably could have scored 2 or 3 on another day with ease. In the end, a penalty the difference as we beat the team who are bottom and haven't won a game 1-0. And whilst that is away from home, that is, I mean, I'm scrunching up my nose and pulling a face. It's just not very good, is it? With that result, we do climb up to 5th due to all the results going on around us. I guess lots of the teams kind of slipped up. Valencia and Sevilla drew against one another. How did Levante do? Levante won 3-1. Real Valladolid, where are they? They lost 2-0 to Elche. And also Athletic Club Bilbao, where are you? They lost 1-0 to Villarreal as well. Villarreal, who are in 10th. So I guess a few of the teams around us playing one another. All that really does is make things more and more competitive, though, in the middle of the pitch. And as you can see here, we enter the Europa League race. I wasn't sure we were eligible for this race, but I guess we've shown that we're up for the task. We've got through quali. And, well, as we go into the main race now, with 22 games left of the season, we are in 5th, which does feel a little bit bizarre, because 9 wins, 2 draws, 6 defeats doesn't seem that impressive when you read it aloud. Anyway, that is going to wrap up everything from me today. As we head into the second half of the season, we're going to do more live comms against the teams in and around us. The initial excitement and novelty of taking on all the familiar names is wearing off. The reality is, we are maybe in a Europa League battle. Certainly a battle to end up in the top half of the table. Games against the teams in and around us are going to be critical in achieving that. In terms of when we're going to be back next time, I think we'll come back sometime in January. We may have a Copa del Rey run going on, which would be great. I'm sure there will be some new signings brought in because we have got money to burn. And ultimately, I feel like there's going to be plenty of big matches between now and the end of the season, which I'm sure we all want to see. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching today. If you've enjoyed today's video, as always, do drop a like on it. As I said at the top of today's episode, apologies for the lack of a video yesterday. I needed a day to recharge. Tonight, England play Denmark as I upload this in the Euro kind of semi-finals. I realize if you're watching this video 6 years in the future, you know what already happens, but I'm going to just pointlessly give a score prediction here. I think England beat Denmark 3-1. This could age horrifically, or I could look like Mystic Meg. Let me know if you're watching in 2 years' time, if I was right or not. And until next time, thank you for watching today. It is me, Jack. I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.